All right, folks, welcome back to Rap Roll Call.
What's up?
Welcome back to Rap Roll Call.
Welcome back to Rap Roll Call. Hey, welcome back to Rope.
Roping up.
Rope Roll Call. Man. Here we go. All right, welcome back to Rap Roll Call. It's been a couple weeks. We've been gone. Last time we were talking about some pro era stuff. Mm-hmm. It's been a slow start to the year for us.
Boring.
Yeah, we saw that Malibu Ken project from Aesop Rock and Tobacco.
Yeah.
Kind of the sputter start of that J. Cole project that wherever that's at right now.
And the
Middle Child did show up, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But we'll see where more of that goes.
And the final People Under the Stairs project, which I don't know if you listened to it yet.
No, I
was
awesome.
Yeah. It was
all right, cool. Well, then maybe we can finally put all that stuff together towards the end of what will be probably February at this point, because this is the start of the February month that we're recording this. So we're, trying to, again, just sort of dig deep into sort of our love of the music and things that have really brought us a lot of joy. Mm-hmm. Been watching a lot of Marie Kondo, if it brings you joy. So I'm not throwing that one out. So we're talking about Jurassic 5 today. A love sort of for both of us. Definitely something that
shared
got
joy.
Both of us talking about this when we first sort of met up.
Tim and I worked together for a while in a very small room.
Yes.
Packaging meats.
Yep.
And we got along well enough.
Yep.
Just, normal people. We didn't really have any issues, but we didn't really have anything in common or that we kind of vibed on or that we knew at the time.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the kicker, was this dude saw I was hijacking his Spotify playlist and jamming some Jurassic 5 one day. And that kind of sparked the conversation that over the course of the next 2 or 3 years evolved into this show, Rap Roll Call.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Jurassic 5.
Definitely,
We'll send you an invoice. This is a paid spot for you guys. You're welcome. Anyway, we're going to get into it. We're just going to talk about, I think, what they did for us. And, if you have not heard them, you're doing yourself a great disservice.
Yeah, here, take a listen right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Check it out now. I work the pen to make the ink transform on any particular surface the pen lands on. I care if it's hands on. What's the beef? The coolie high code chiefs. High protect.
You baby MCs drink media light while underground doesn't like you. The media might, but we the elite will change that as we bridge gaps in this lyrical grudge match. Brothers, we slug back.
Yeah, we bless tracks with the help of a roar.
Heart pump, the rhythm of the militant street light. Soldier with composure up under the street light. The pro style, prototype, professional media light shine bright. Now kill all the bullshit, cheap talk and lip service, jealousy and envy and undertone.
Yeah, Jurassic 5, man.
Yeah. How do you want to do this? Do you want to just sort of fanboy and gush, or do you want to just talk about where, what? We
can, I guess,
go in sort of a linear.
We can go in a little linear thing and then just fanboy it out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can sort of do both to start it off because when I first heard, for the longest time it was just called sort of the J5 EP. Mm-hmm. I get maybe that's what it's still called or referred to as.
Yeah, it was originally the J5 EP, and then it got re-released as Jurassic 5 self-titled.
Right.
When they got signed to Interscope at some point. Yeah.
So and there's been tracks that have been added to it since I first heard it. It used to be just this 6-track thing. Mm-hmm. One of the tracks, hilariously, is maybe 30 seconds long. Mm-hmm. And it's called The Setup.
Here's what we do. We will set up. Here's what we do. We will set up. Set up. Set up. Set up. Here's what we do. We will set up. Set up. Here's what we do.
But I heard it. It was given to me, or I made it. I think I booted it off of somebody else's.
Yeah.
Just turned it into a tape, and there are a few tapes that hold sort of that prestige in my years of collection that I just wore the fuck out on.
Yeah.
Definitely up there with like Liquid Swords. And I listened to that thing continuously. It was amazing. And at that point, I'd been kind of like into, I think, the sound and the culture and like what I liked and didn't like. But it hit me. I was like early mid high school when I heard that. It was probably sophomore, so whatever that is, like 97. And man, it gave me a different sound of what like hip hop could be. Even from having, you know, spent a lot of time with Tribe, De La, things that were definitely not like mainstay radio play, gangster rap, just sort of this idea of like what rap music had to be. And listening to that, it was just so creative and unique and such a weird sound between like Cut Chemist and Newmark and what they were bringing, and then just like the eclectic sound of the four others. Who are the four others? Charlie Tuna,
Mark 7, Akil, and Soup.
Zakir, yeah, Soup. Who I think you followed us on Instagram, if you're still out there.
Yeah, Soup was one of our first followers on Instagram.
Yeah, thank you for that.
By pure chance.
Yeah, if you're still following this, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And tell everybody else thank you as well. But that's where it started for me.
Jurassic 5. I think the first time I heard Jurassic 5 was probably early 2000s, 2002, 2003, maybe it was 2003, right after Power and Numbers, which is still in my top 5 hip-hop albums of all time. Right after that album came out, my buddy Justin Pulowski, I'll say his last name because we knew him by his last name, and he may or may not even exist anymore. He's never going to see this.
All right.
But the dude had a good taste in hip-hop. He had this album burned on a MP3 CD in a little Walkman CD player, and we're driving back from a day skating in Albuquerque. I was living back home in Gallup at the time, and I had never heard anything like it. Same thing, I had been listening to Arrested Development, Tribe, Farside, all that jazz shit for a long time before that, but Jurassic 5 blew my fucking mind. A Day at the Races and Remember His Name, I think, were the standout tracks to me then and still, like, to this day.
Yeah.
Kind of like just the storytelling on Remember His Name now to me is a lot like Common's Her.
Yeah.
And I know Tech Nine and a few other rappers have songs like that. Basically, you structure a song where you're talking about a subject that isn't like revealed to the very end, you know?
Right.
And in most cases, it's about hip hop. Like, we're talking about hip hop as if it's like a person. And in this case, they're talking about death.
Right.
Like, who is this guy? Like, I seen him at the liquor store. I seen him at the laundromat.
Right.
I seen him in the homie's like prison cell. Like, my dad met him. Like, and just like the big reveal at the end.
Yep.
But the other thing is, you know, I'd been listening to a lot of like gangster rap and like heavier, harder shit at the time. And Jurassic 5 like had this combination of like these really powerful drums and bass lines. Like Newmark and Cut Chemist, just fucking incredible production. And then you throw the other 4 MCs on top of that shit, like just back to back, fucking trading mics. Yeah.
I mean, it's
huge part of my life then and still to this day. So yeah, after that I back cataloged everything else because that was already their third album after Quality Control and self-titled.
Yeah. I mean, it's their second only other. Well, they do have one other.
They did Feedback.
Yeah.
In like 2007.
Yeah.
Which was never like a huge,
No.
I don't know, like a hit for me.
No. But that's I mean.
Yeah.
These were like such a beautiful blend of. I mean, I think we sort of talked about this before we got in here, and it was sort of like, well, how do we talk about this? But I feel like it's very easy to talk about because it's a very like light subject, they're a very easy group to talk about because if you've ever seen, like I got to see them twice perform, and I saw them once all together, once without Cut Chemist, so it was just Newmark behind the tables.
Did you Red Rocks ever?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Sunshine Theater.
Okay. Nice.
I think both times with like Dilated Peoples. Like this was the high watermark for me of just like sideways hat, headphones on, and but they bring such a funky feel. Like you said, the drums, but then just obscure things that like they throw in there.
The samples and the sound effects and everything.
Yeah. Cut, especially, I think, because he's friends with Shadow and their whole like sort of cross pollination of like
and their infinite catalog of like sounds.
Yeah.
To pick and sort through.
Yep. Things that are always like fresh. But
then you have Newmark on the like really clean, tight, like well mixed like production.
Oh yeah.
Producer side of things.
Oh yeah. It's just all fun. Yeah. I think that's the thing. Like this is so our last show was Pro Era, and it kind of like felt dark. It watched kind of darkly.
That's how a lot of our episodes seem to turn out sometimes.
Yeah, and this one is
like sad boy shit.
And this is literally I feel like there's nothing.
There's no controversy.
There's no controversy.
And normally that's something I laugh at. Like somebody doesn't have like a dark past or that little secret or whatever. It's like, meh.
Yeah.
But no, like I love them for that. I was telling somebody earlier today on the phone. I don't think I've ever been able to like simultaneously be in a bad mood or be sad or depressed and be listening to Jurassic 5.
Yeah.
But it's not like corny trying to make you happier or uplift you kind of music.
Nope.
It's just like genuinely like positive, like on point sound.
Yep. I mean, it's again like if we can go back to Crit, I can't listen to it if it doesn't touch my soul.
Right.
Like this, you're I don't want to say you're missing something, but if it doesn't touch you when you listen to Jurassic 5, you're not listening the right way.
Yeah.
Like it really is like I feel like they are a group where you could take people who know,
and it's also not like a niche kind of thing.
No.
You know, like this isn't music for like real heads. It's not music for like just like Afrocentric fucking activist types.
Nope.
It's not music for like hard thuggers or whatever. It's just music.
It's like
across
real,
genre bending. I don't know,
just
like
real life guys just rapping rhymes about whatever. I mean, being very creative and storytelling.
And they've been criticized or critiqued and called out for that shit before, for being maybe kind of surface level, backpacky, you know, fucking Southern California, like this is what white people listen to kind of shit. But
I don't think they've ever tried to cater to that. I don't think that they ever
I don't think that they're like reaching for a specific audience.
Right.
Or embracing, you know, one side or the other.
No.
Of their.
I don't think there was a reason to as well. I mean, I think about maybe now that could be like I think it's easy. We live in a time and place now, but like this is the album that came out that, you know, I was waiting for this after the J5 EP and Quality Control, and this definitely goes up in my, you know, easily in my top 5 of all time, because it was amazing. Because it's you wonder like, okay, can they keep that sound?
Right?
Can they keep that feel? It was a 5-track EP. One of them was literally a 30-second like sort of DJ interlude. The other track is just a full-on DJ like set. It's just Cut Chemist doing the like what is it, something number 6, where he's just naming off all the chemical reactions. So it's like, all right, well you can fill space doing that. But then they put this out and it just like blew the doors off. And like seeing this performed, they maintain that sound. And you know, there's a part of me, I was thinking about this, like maybe they knew when to like kind of get out too. Like I hate to say that, but like, you know, they haven't put anything out in a very long time.
They did one song a couple years ago. But
they?
yeah, they haven't done.
They haven't done anything major.
Yeah.
And it makes me think about there's a story. I don't know what the full validity of this is, but basically, when Operation Ivy punk band, it's sort of a mixture of what is now Rancid and some other guys got together. They put out one album and they broke up. They just put it out,
right,
and that was it. Because they just captured that sound, and I think that they kind of like walked away, or as the story goes, like, this is what we got.
It's good.
Here you go. We're not going to keep like trying to remake,
milk the dead horse.
Keep going down. Yeah, keep going down this like weird path, and that's kind of what these guys do now. Like they play, festival shows, and they like show up and like do stuff, and for all intents and purposes, I think they all get along.
Yeah,
like,
but they're not trying to prove themselves or prove their worth in this time, or
Charlie Tuna, performed with Ozomatli there for a while, was sort of like vocals on things.
Yeah,
but.
And Cut and Newmark still do their own things.
Yep.
Newmark is still very active in production and DJ.
Cut puts out stuff every few years, performs live. You don't hear so much from the rest of the MCs. Probably Charlie Tuna. I've heard him more than probably anybody else show up on
features and stuff.
Guest vocals on things. But it really, once again, I guess I can't say enough how it changed how I thought rap had to sound. Like, and I guess now thinking about it, it's not like fully groundbreaking, but it definitely they're a West Coast group, and they didn't even have like the West Coast sound.
Yeah, not really.
They didn't even have that. It was just kind of, they are unique to what they are. And, man, I love them for that. Like they, once again, like those two live shows are still two of the livest shows I've ever seen. Like seeing Newmark play 2 tape decks with like a mixer in between, and I've seen Cut Chemist with the wearable turntable, like scratching and doing whatever, and like just taking things. I think taking the like rap music is heavy. I think in general, it comes from like a heavy place.
Yeah.
It has like a heavy message a lot of times. It's surrounded by a lot of like social weight. And that's not to say that they don't have that, especially in tracks, but they also are able to find like the levity of it.
Right.
And
they don't wear it on themselves at all times.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is very true.
I mean, you need to, as an artist, express yourself and your story and like talk about your upbringing and your struggle, like if that's a thing.
Yeah.
But there's an excess to anything. And Jurassic 5, like they have covered like the topics.
Yeah.
And like the hardship and like black life and inner city life, but it's not this constant in your face like, look at me.
There's a flow.
And look at where I'm from. And it's also not, like you said, like it's hard to distinguish them as a West Coast group.
Yeah.
Because they're not.
There's no G-funk.
They're not claiming. Well, they're not claiming neighborhood or territory or anything. Like,
nope.
Like this is what it's like here in Los Angeles. This is what it's like.
Right.
They kind of just flow and vibe.
Yeah. Which, once again, having seen them live, like.
And it's not try hard positive either.
No.
You
can tell watching people who just like get along on stage.
There's chemistry for sure.
Yep. And want to just like rock a show. I mean, I'm sure if you watch this, you've watched Murs talk about what makes an MC an MC. And one of the big things is being able to, throw on a good show and like rock the crowd.
Stage presence, rocking the crowd, yeah.
And they do that every time. Every time. And you don't feel like anything is forced. Nothing feels fake. It's just 4 MCs and 2 DJs. And yeah, it's wonderful. I don't know. Maybe nothing's in the works, but maybe they'll next couple years. You never know.
And that's the other weird thing about this group is everybody's alive.
Yep.
And everybody still gets along.
Yep.
Whether they're performing, recording, or not.
Right.
Like, we don't talk about a lot of groups or artists like that.
No. Yeah. I would almost go so far as to say we need to maybe like
23 years later.
Yeah, take some time to think about more of the groups out there who have followed this mold and this path and gone down this way, rather than everybody who's like stirring up controversy.
Right.
You know, sad things happen. I'm not saying that.
I mean, Tribe was pretty similar.
Yeah.
Similar with a little more hardship.
I mean, but they definitely had they just broke up.
Yeah.
You know, they left.
Yeah.
They left all of us for, 20 years. Nobody quite knew what happened outside of watching a documentary made by Michael Rappaport. Like, you didn't quite know what was going on unless you were like on the inside. And then, tragically, it all sort of came to an end.
Yeah.
Where this, it's almost like a time capsule, but it isn't, because you can still find them. It's 2019. I'm sure they'll be at least playing one show somewhere in this 48 contiguous states. I think they're going to play Hawaii or Alaska.
Yeah.
But go check them out. I mean, yeah, if you haven't listened to them, stop what you're doing and go listen to Quality Control, Power Numbers.
Self-titled.
Yeah.
The J5 EP.
J5 EP.
Feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you listen to Power and Numbers, check out the accompanying DVD. It's like a mini documentary they made, kind of half-assed documentary, kind of like Life on the Road shit.
It's so good.
You got Cut Chemist, super stoned, reenacting Star Wars Episode 1's pod racing scene.
Yes.
And
I forgot about that. Yeah.
like line for line, and Newmark showing how he can make music or turn anything into an instrument.
That's right, yeah. Using like sensor activated syncs.
Yeah, using the syncs.
Playing some syncs, like some
and
turntables.
some glasses of water.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, yes.
Yeah. And Tuna visiting Grandma. Keel walking around the neighborhood. Yeah, it's a fun little watch.
It's worth a watch.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I
don't know, man. Like, all positive vibes, positive energy with Jurassic 5.
Yeah. I think, this is a good one. We wanted to just sort of, something that we both very much care about and love, and, continues to, bring us a lot of musical joy.
Yeah.
But I guess, on that note, we'll leave you with DJ Newmark playing Bathroom Sinks.
Yes, check it out.
As turntables.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
I'm influenced by instruments that are not instruments, things that I can make instruments that are not instruments.
Go.
So, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Go ahead and check out the rest of the videos we have on the channel. Make sure to subscribe, join the notification squad.
Yes.
Notification gang.
Gang.
Ring the bell. There's
Squad.
a bell. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We don't really update much of that except Instagram. Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
Send us some DMs, some PMs, some comments. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Comment, please.
Yeah.
That's
Feedback
important.
is important.
Yep.
And
we'll be back soon.
soon-ish,
Like I said,
yeah.
I think at the top we'll have some sort of sort of conglomeration of the past, man, at this point, like 6 weeks of the first part of the year.
Yeah, hopefully some other shit comes out in the next couple weeks.
See if we can pull it together for sort of like a recap and a review. Otherwise, you guys have a good rest of your week. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
Out.
Thanks, y'all.
I'm an aristocrat, ghetto diplomat, and I'm blessed with the gift for rap. It's like that, an aristocrat, ghetto diplomat.